Dear students of 11th standard, very pleasant morning. Once again, welcome back to the zoology class. We are discussing chapter number 2, Kingdom Animalia. Under the chapter Kingdom Animalia, we are discussing basis of classification. Under basis of classification, in the previous session, we learnt various levels of organization, that is cellular level, tissue level, organ level and organ system level of organization. Today let us see what is diploblastic and triploblastic organization. During embryonic development, the tissues and organs of animals originate from 2 or 3 embryonic germ layers as shown here. They are ectoderm, endoderm and mesoderm. You got it? During the embryonic development, the tissues and organs of the animals originate from 2 or 3 embryonic germ layers. On the basis of the origin and development, animals are classified into 2 categories. They are diploblastic animals and triploblastic animals. Got it? Now let us see which are called as diploblastic animals. Animals in which the cells are arranged into 2 embryonic layers, the external ectoderm and internal endoderm as shown here. They are called as diploblastic animals. In these animals, the ectoderm gives rise to the epidermis, that is the outer layer of the body wall, and the endoderm gives rise to gastrodermis, that is tissue lining of the gut cavity. Gut cavity means the digestive tract, including the stomach, the center part of the body. Here you can see, the ectoderm gives rise to the body wall and the endoderm gives rise to the lining of the gut cavity. Got it? An undifferentiated layer present between the ectoderm and endoderm is the mesoglia. Got it? Mesoglia is a tissue found between ectoderm and endoderm as shown here. The examples for diploblastic animals are corals, jellyfish and sea anemone. Now you can see the pictures of corals, jellyfish and sea anemone. These are diploblastic animals. That is the example for diploblastic animals. Now let us see what are triploblastic animals. Animals in which the developing embryo has 3 germinal layers such as outer ectoderm, inner endoderm and middle mesoderm as shown here. Such animals are called as triploblastic animals. Here, skin, hair, neuron, nail and teeth are formed from the ectoderm. Gut, lungs and liver are formed from the endoderm. Then muscles, bones and heart are formed from the middle mesoderm. Got it? The organs and tissues are formed from 3 embryonic germ layers. Got it? Such animals are called triploblastic animals. Most of the triploblastic animals show organ system level of organization. They consist of many organ systems like digestive system, circulatory system, reproductive system, etc. So example for triploblastic animals are flatworms to chordates. So what come under flatworms to chordates? Platyhelminthes, Aschelminthes, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata, that is prochordata, hemichordata, okay, and finally chordata. Chordates, that is fishes, aves, reptiles, amphibia, mammalia, etc. So all come under what is the triploblastic animals. Now let us see patterns of symmetry. What is symmetry? Symmetry is a body arrangement in which parts that lie on opposite side of an axis are identical. Got it? That is a definition for symmetry. Symmetry is a body arrangement in which parts that lie on opposite side of an axis are identical. Here you can see the first two pictures shows the symmetry. The butterfly shows the symmetry. Okay, there is a central line. Okay, opposite side of the line, the organs are arranged similarly. That is called symmetry. An animal's body plan results from the animal's pattern of development. The simplest body plan is seen in sponges. Here you can see sponges. They do not display symmetry and are asymmetrical. The sponges come under asymmetrical. Why? These animals lack a definite body plan, or they are irregular shaped, and any plane passing through the center of the body does not divide them into two equal halves. Got it? As shown here, they are irregular in shape. That is why they are asymmetrical. An asymmetrical body plan is also seen in adult gastropods, that is snails. Now let us see the symmetrical animals. Symmetrical animals have paired body parts that are arranged on either side of a plane passing through the central axis. Here as shown here. Got it? When any plane passing through the central axis of the body divides an animal into two identical parts, it is called as radial symmetry. Okay, what is radial symmetry? When any plane, see 1, 2, 3, okay, any number of plane passing through the central axis of the body divide an organism into two identical parts. It is called radial symmetry. Got it? Such radially symmetrical animals have a top and bottom. Here you can see this is a top and this is a bottom. But no dorsal and ventral side, as well as no right and left side. These animals do not have dorsal side and ventral side, as well as right side and left side. They have a body plan in which the body parts are organized in a circle around an axis. It is a principal symmetry in diploblastic animals. Cnidarians such as sea anemone and corals are radially symmetrical. However, triploblastic animals like echinoderms, example here you can see starfish, have 5 planes of symmetry and show pentamerous radial symmetry. So symmetry in starfish is called what? Pentamerous radial symmetry. Why it is called pentamerous? You know that 5 planes of symmetry. Okay, so you can cut in any these 5 directions, you can get 2 equal halves. That is why it is called pentamerous radial symmetry. Then in some animals, there are 2 pairs of symmetrical sides are present. These animals are said to be biradially symmetrical. Got it? Here you can see two pairs of symmetrical sides. Okay, 1, 2. Got it? Such animals are called biradially symmetrical. Biradial symmetry is a combination of radial and bilateral symmetry. Here you can see the radial symmetry and bilateral symmetry. Okay, so biradially symmetrical animals are a combination of radial symmetry and bilateral symmetry. Example, ctenophores. Okay, they are aquatic marine organisms, come under the phylum Ctenophora. Okay, so these animals show biradially symmetrical. There are only two planes of symmetry, one through the longitudinal and sagittal axis and other through the longitudinal and transverse axis. Example, comb jelly, that is called Pleurobrachia. Got it? Then animals which have two similar halves on either side of the central plane. Here you can see, okay, this is a central plane. Okay, these animals have two similar halves on either side of the central plane. So such animals are called bilateral symmetry. It is an advantageous type of symmetry in triploblastic animals, which helps in seeking food, locating mates, and escaping from predators more efficiently. Animals that have dorsal and ventral sides, anterior and posterior sides, right and left sides are bilaterally symmetrical and exhibit cephalization. Here you can see cephalization, the formation of the head, that is called what? Cephalization, in which the sensory and brain structures are concentrated at the anterior end of the animal. Got it? Till now we discussed diploblastic and triploblastic organization and patterns of symmetry. Thank you.